Hello and welcome to Body Evolution CrossFit's YouTube channel. We are starting June off with a fun EMOM style workout where we will do every 5 minutes for 4 rounds, 400-meter run or quarter mile, 5 bar muscle ups, and 15 wall ball with a 20-pound or 14-pound wall ball. The goal with this one is not the 50-50 that I oftentimes put in these workouts. The goal is repeatable times, and the slowest round will be your score. That's just to make it easy because really the true test of fitness here is to be consistent with your pacing. So if one round takes you 3 minutes and 6 seconds, I want every round to be 3 minutes and 6 seconds. So planning ahead, you'll have to think, how many wall ball can I do unbroken with, you could get up to 2 minutes of rest. I mean, depending on how fast you do these things, maybe it's 2.5, because the scaling options will allow for some people that maybe choose a lower round or lower level to possibly get more rest. So I want you to think about that when you're choosing your levels, because the levels for this will be run 400, 5 bar muscle ups, 15 wall ball. Then the next level below that is run 400, 9 chest to bar pull-ups where your chest has to touch the bar, must make contact no higher than the collarbones, and then 15 wall ball with the same poundage on the wall ball. Then the next level below that is run 400, I believe it's 5 burpee pull-ups, and then 15 wall ball with a lighter ball, 14 and 10-pound ball. And then the next level below that, the yellow level, which would be run 300, which for us is a lap around the building, 6 ring rows, and 12 wall ball with a 10-pound or 8-pound ball. So if somebody chooses wrong, they might get more rest, although maybe they did it on purpose. So you're trying to run your average 400, which maybe your mile time 400, so maybe it takes you 1:45 to do that, because you're going to have probably close to 2 minutes of rest at the end of this. So say I run a 145 to 400, then I'll do bar muscle ups in a fashion that I can go unbroken for all 4 rounds. So 5 bar muscle ups is a magic number where a lot of people can do 4, a lot of people can do 3. But 5 is a lot to go unbroken on, so maybe they're going to do 3 and 2. Maybe you want to do 3, rest 1, 2, 3, kick back up, and do 2. That could be the same idea for the chest to bar. 9 is a lot to go unbroken. Maybe you go 5 and 4. Maybe you do 7 and 2. I don't know. But your choice in unbroken should be held for all 4 rounds. The wall ball will be the same. Maybe you do 10-5, maybe you go 15 unbroken. It's completely up to you on your skill level. If you want to RX plus this, you could always do the bar muscle ups with a 30-pound ball for the wall ball, or a 20-pound for the ladies. But that's just if you're supremely confident and want a little bit more of a challenge. Now, let's move into the warm-up. The warm-up is going to be our running warm-up that we do pretty much every time we have a run. We're going to do 10 each of lunges, so alternating lunge, touch your knee to the ground. 10 side lunges, step out, bring your feet together, and then step out. 10 toy soldiers, make your foot make contact with your hand. 10 walking quad, so we're trying to kick ourselves in the butt with our knee, kick ourselves in the butt with our heel. Leg cradle, knee goes into the right hand, foot goes into the left hand, go up on your toe. That up on the toe is important. You want to get up on your toe because it will get the most out of the hip flexor of the down leg and a little bit more stretch so the more I kick this leg back as this leg goes up, it's more of a stretch here and more of a stretch here. So if you're just doing this, it's not as much of a stretch. It's still a stretch, just not as much. Same thing with the knee hug. So when I do the knee hug, if I just do this, it's not as powerful as if I did this. That little bit of going on my toe pulls my down leg back farther where I get the hip flexor. From the knee hug, we're going to go into an inchworm. Inchworm, you have the choice of standing all the way up or to go right back to it. So we're gonna walk our hands out to push-up position. If you want a little extra, you can always do a push-up, but that's not required. And then, like I said, you could walk right back out, or you could stand up. From there, we'll do the Spider-Man. So I'm gonna go, and then my favorite, toe in and toe out. Every time I run on my own, I always warm up with this. Think about it, I mean, it's ball and socket joint can go a full 360 around that joint, so you might want to get the most out of the hips beforehand. 10 squat therapy. I'm gonna warm up with those wall balls. Sorry, I have to refresh the screen, that's why I walk towards you guys. Squat therapy, I'll use the rig. I'm gonna go 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2. You can tell I haven't been doing it because I did a very dramatic butt tilt. As we get further into the warm-up, my butt tilt will slowly diminish, and if you're at home and doing this, it's a good idea to videotape that, especially the squat therapy, and watch if it's improving or not, because that is the point of the squat therapy, is to be more upright and to try to improve the core bracing in the bottom. Calf stretch. Then passive hang and wrist stretch. Okay? From there, we're gonna do 3 rounds. We'll do 3 strict pull-ups into 3 kipping pull-ups, and then 10 wall ball squats. So strict pull-ups, full range of motion, all the way down, all the way up. Kipping pull-ups, we're going. Okay, remember on kipping, you're supposed to mimic the motion on the way down that got you up. So I go chest in front of the bar, then chest behind the bar, chin over, but then you have to push back and mimic it. It's the same kind of kip that you'll do for bar muscle ups, which is why we're doing the kipping pull-up. If you are not at the point where you're doing kipping pull-ups, then you can just do, it would probably be pull-up negatives, and then maybe you do strict pull-ups after that, or just pull-up negatives and something of the like that would be similar to the movement you're doing in the workout. So it could be pull-up negatives and ring rows, it could be pull-up negatives and maybe a slow motion burpee pull-up. I don't want you to get too fatigued. Wall ball squats, what I mean there, take the ball, tuck your elbows, and then do a squat. I say that because people, when doing wall ball, especially at BE, they're not getting deep enough in their squat. So I want you to practice with that weight and pay attention to the ball. Is the ball moving forward? Again, if you're at home doing this alone, videotape yourself doing the wall ball and see where the ball travels. The ball should be traveling vertically as you catch it and as it launches. It shouldn't be traveling, forward or back. Okay? After those 3 rounds, go ahead and run a 300, maybe a 400 if you're really ambitious. And then if you're planning on doing bar muscle ups, this is when you could do a bar muscle up and then wall balls. All right? That is Monday's, let's see, Monday's workout, and then accessory. Yeah, accessory. We're getting big. Going bicep curls and triceps. So this is a little different where the first set of barbell bicep curls and also tricep banded extensions is a set of 25. So give me 25 barbell bicep curls with a weight that you can go 25 unbroken, and then 25 band tricep pushdowns. A tricep pushdown is keeping my upper arm even with my body, which means I'm not doing, something like this, but I'm not rolling my shoulders forward. If you want to stick your butt out, that's fine, but keep your shoulders away from your ears. 25 at a nice easy pace with that band. You just tie a band, like a pull-up band, and just grab it. And maybe during the sets of 15, which are coming up after this, maybe during that you grab higher on the band, and maybe for the set of 25 you go lower on the band, because that would be easier. So I do a set of 25 of each, and then I'm going to do 2 sets of 15 of barbell bicep curls and banded tricep extensions. You could use the same weight for that, but ideally instead of 25 is unbroken, instead of 15 is unbroken, so you could probably use heavier weights. Then we're gonna do 3 sets of 15 dumbbell hammer curls. Again, keep the fist neutral and also keep the elbow on your side. A lot of people last week, I saw a lot of people were like throwing their body and getting their elbow away from them when they were doing these. If I'm standing forward, it should look like this. If I'm standing at the side, it should look like this. It shouldn't be out away from you, and it definitely shouldn't be turning. The whole point of this is to get the specific brachioradialis muscle. This is the muscle that makes your arms look big when you're just walking around. And then the skull crushers. Skull crushers could be barbell or could be dumbbell. Skull crushers are could be a little testy on the elbow, so make sure that your elbow health is where it needs to be. And that's why we're doing skull crushers second, because the banded tricep pushdowns should get enough fluid and get those triceps warm for the skull crusher. The skull crusher, if you're using a barbell with this grip, that's a little bit more testy on the elbows, so maybe your weight's a little bit lighter. You will more than likely not be using the same weight for barbell bicep curls as you do for skull crushers. So if you're using a barbell for both, please don't use the same weight. You're probably gonna have to go pretty light for the skull crushers. Dumbbell skull crushers, usually people you get a little too much elbow motion, well, barbell too. So again, video yourself from the side and try to see if your upper arm stays perpendicular to the ground. Imagine you're laying down. It shouldn't be this, it should be here, where the dumbbell will hit me in the forehead, and then I lock out at the top. All right, that's Monday. Welcome to June. It's good to be back in the gym, guys. I'll see you, it's tomorrow, today's Sunday, so I'll see you on Monday.